car park. Hey! Hello, mate!
Who's that?
Where are you taking us?
Why are you driving so slowly?
It'd have to get a lot better to be
Chris.
just double. Yeah.
Where are we going, mate?
We're going to the coast, mate.
Oh,
Yeah, we're going to have a lovely time. Just the two of us.
Where did that other guy go? Do you see him?
No, I didn't know.
Do we manage to ditch him?
Yeah, we managed to ditch him.
Ah, grief, he's caught with us. So, Julian, where are we going?
Well, we're going to go to a place called Froward Point. F-R-O-W something.
Is it around here somewhere, is it?
It's around here somewhere, but when we walk by, we're also going to walk past a place called the Daymark Tower, which is actually going to be what we're going to shoot at sunset.
Okay.
Which is still a couple of hours away, but we're going to go down the coast first, maybe do some long exposures, that kind of stuff.
All right.
And then we'll walk back up the hill.
And find a pub.
And find a pub.
Well, that in the background behind me is Daymark Tower. It's a really cool sort of marker point for the boats. The harbour's just over there. So it's amazing structure, surrounded by this gorgeous sort of bright yellow and green cornfield. And I think it's going to make a really, really nice sort of subject against the nice strong blue sky with the sort of path that's been already sort of ploughed into this field, which I'm wandering through, leading up to the tower. And it's got lovely contrast between the yellow foreground and the really strong blue sky. There's nothing in the way of clouds, so I think the contrast between the yellow and the blue is going to be the best part of the shot. As well, what also I'm thinking of doing is sending the drone straight above it. Now that the sun's come out, it's actually casting a nice bit of light on the side of the tower over there as well. I think about here will be nice. And then the boys are just over the other side using the main path, but I thought I'd try and get something a bit different. Try and get low into this all this stunning corn. Amazing. It's nice though, it's been lit on the side. Every time the sun comes out from beyond the clouds, it lights that upside. So I'm going to put the camera down, get the other one out and take a photograph. Lovely location, but quite difficult. Quite a bit more difficult to photograph than I thought it was going to be. The trouble I'm having, I've had a wander around with the camera freehand, just at f8. Pretty much aperture priority, not too bothered about the shutter, ISO to about 200, 300, that sort of thing. Just trying to get the camera really low enough so that the cornfield become a big part of the photograph, focusing on the tower in the background, but I was trying to get the horizon pretty much below the cornfield, so it just went yellow or green from here straight into the blue sky. I was having a bit of a difficult job getting rid of the band of sea. It doesn't seem to want to disappear. But now I've got some quite nice shots, just using some of the corn in the foreground and blurring out the tower, and vice versa, focusing on the tower and blurring out some of the foreground. It's really nice, the colours are really nice. It's nice to use just handheld for a change. But yeah, really nice, lovely place. But I don't know what else we can capture. I might go and send the drone up now. I'm going to take the drone photograph straight above. But yeah, just going to keep looking for some more lines, but I think as composition goes, it's literally waiting for the sun to create that nice harsh light on the side of it, and then I'll drop the camera back down then and see how low I can get it without losing too much of the tower. I think that's what's crucial. But yeah, the photographs are coming out nice. Handheld is about 100th of a second at f8, ISO 250. There's a bit of grass growing out the corn there, and I did use that as a foreground as well. I'm not sure if it was a bit distracting there on the right hand side, leading your eye up to the tower. But yeah, I think it'd come out alright. I'll have to see when you get back to the computer, right? Sending the drone up in a cornfield, that's got to be dangerous, isn't it? It's going to catch one of these. I know it is, it's going to catch one of these. So this, I've got to be honest, is more difficult than I thought it would be. Just a building in a field, how hard can that be, huh? But trying to use the lines of where the path of the tractor, the way it's ploughed the field, leading up to that tower in the background, because they're not centred, they don't sort of lend themselves particularly well for leading lines because they're kind of off to the side of where the tower is. You can see there. You can see Julian in the background just taking a photograph now. The sun's gone down quite a lot, so it's casting some lovely warm colour on the side of the tower. It's a really, really nice place to shoot. I'm a bit frustrated with it though, and I have to admit, where I've tried every lens. I've tried focusing foreground at 2.8 to blur out the tower, and I've focused on the tower with the grass blurry in the foreground as well, just to get a bit of a few different options at 2.8, and just to see if it works a bit better. Just mainly because I can't seem to get a composition where the sea disappears off the horizon there. It's just a bit distracting for me. So even using the wide angle lens, close up, focus stacked, right down to the zoom lens where I stood right at the other end of the field, just to try and compress the image a little bit, bring the tower in, make the distance of the grass smaller, of the field smaller, and I really did struggle. So the light going down now has helped the composition an awful lot. So Julian's taken the same photograph I was talking a minute ago. We're just waiting for the light to go down even a bit lower. It's warming up the side of the tower. I think that'll make a nice photograph then. But yeah, the sun is catching the side of this grass, absolutely stunning as well. So I might be able to get a photograph of that. I'm chuffed I managed to get a drone photograph, send the drone up above it. I think that'll look good. See, I think that went quite well. I was surprised. For a location like that, you'd think you can only get one, maybe two shots. We actually spent about an hour and a half there. It's quite crazy. Running around a bit frantic as per normal. Chris was down the bottom end, so once the sun had set and we got all the colours, I think I got a really, really nice shot of with the light catching the top of the grass, and I lowered the camera right into I was on my knees at one point. In fact, I was on my back actually when I took the photograph, with the camera right in the grass, pointing up, trying to get the tower sitting on the grass. I think that came out really, really well, so I'm chuffed with that. I was struggling at one point just to get a photograph that I didn't feel was too straightforward. I wanted to put something a bit creative. But yeah, we ran down then and met Chris, who was down the other side, and luckily as we got there was still a bit of sunlight and managed to get a bit of colour in the sky as well. You can still see it now, it's still pink behind there. Really, really nice locations. I'm glad we come. But now we're going to head back to the cars. I've got to find somewhere to pitch my tent. No idea, and these guys are sleeping in the car. Wow, look at that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Morning. So it's the morning after the summer solstice. I forgot to mention that yesterday. What a glow. Look at that morning. Not a cloud in the sky, which is normally terrifying for sunrise photography down by the coast, but oh well. We're heading down to Start Point Lighthouse this morning. It's a really, really nice morning. It's a gorgeous start to the day. It's actually just a nice walk. I'm not really overly stressed about getting any amazing photographs, but it's it's really, really nice. So Chris, I slept really, really well last night. How did you sleep? I was really comfy in my tent. It was like really, I could stretch out. It was nice and warm.
Yeah.
How was your car?
My car was firm and not as long as you might think.
No.
So I spent most of the night screwed up in a ball. But you know,
Wishing you were in the tent.
wishing it. Yeah. Oh.
So Mr. Sale, what settings are you going for?
Me?
When I'm standing on your...
I'm going full auto.
with your phone?
Yeah.
Is that what you do in your videos? You just put the camera there to show it off, but you actually just use your phone?
I download one of your images. Show that.
You must have made a fortune on Getty, mustn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you got
I've got a 6-stop on.
Hey, same as me.
And do you know why I've got a 6-stop on?
Because
I bought it from Julian and I want to check it before I go home. I did, yeah.
Very good. So how long was that giving you?
2 minutes 40.
I'll run back, put the kettle on then.
Yeah.
Very good.
But I can go down to ISO 100 on the Canon.
That was close and nearly fell on everything.
Yeah.
Well, the sun's making an appearance. Is it ruining your picture?
Nope.
Is it ruining your picture? It's ruining my picture. It's got a long exposure going on and the sun has just popped its head up and probably going to overexpose it a little bit. But well. I'm a bit worried we're all going to end up with the same photograph here, gentlemen.
Yep.
So I'm going to shoot down the other end of the rock and try not to fall off.
Mine will have those rich Canon colours though.
I was going to take it on the vlogging camera anyway. Always at risk of all having the same photograph back there, so I've decided to leg it down into the closer to the lighthouse, just to bring the lighthouse a bit closer to the camera. And the sun has risen over onto the left there. Absolutely, it's beautiful. The light is catching on the side of the lighthouse and all these rocks, warming them up, absolutely stunning. Well, you can see that. But I'm kind of worried that I'm in their shot because I've ran down so we don't have all the same photograph. I kind of ran down to get out of the way, and now I'm actually right in the way. But it's really, really nice. I'm going to try and get out of the way, take the photograph, get out of the way. I'm still using the 6-stop the 6-stop filter just to blur the water there. It's giving me about a 10-second exposure. ISO 250 f11, focusing on this rock just here in the foreground, which is going to give me enough depth of field just to make sure the lighthouse is sharp there as well. But really, really nice morning, absolutely gorgeous. And it's one of those mornings where it's nice to have a challenge with no sky, no cloud in the sky, so it's nice to have a bit of challenge to make the scene interesting. Trying to fill as much of the sky as possible. Well, I've really enjoyed this morning. Photographing the lighthouse. You can see it. I'm in the way. It's been quite difficult. Really, really harsh light now, so I've just been using like a 50mm f2 lens just to try and isolate some subjects at f2, just trying to intentionally blur some either foreground or background, just to do something a bit different. So I was struggling to find a composition that I felt worked, balanced, and didn't distort the lighthouse too much. So with the wide angle lens I was getting quite a lot of distortion with the lighthouse, so that was a bit of a challenge. But yeah, the side light has been absolutely gorgeous, so hopefully we'd have got some nice photographs. I discovered this chain here on the rock, and I've used that as a bit of foreground interest with them rocks pointing down to the lighthouse, so fingers crossed that'll be a nice photograph. It looks nice on the back of the camera, but because it's so wide it's difficult to see what it's going to do to the lighthouse. I was tempted to do a panoramic, but that would have pushed the lighthouse away again, so see what happens. We're going to go back for coffee now. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning, so the sun is well up now. Oh, we really need a coffee. We're going to breakfast, so I'll see you in a minute. Sorry, little fellow, I think I had my bag on you the whole time. Chris is losing his rag with his camera.
That's because he shoots Canon.
Oh, bless him.
Canon can't control the direction.
It's been a really, really good morning. It's been quite difficult with the harsh light and stuff. It's pretty much unshootable now. It's that bright. I don't know what Chris thinks he's trying to do, to be honest with you. But I managed to get the drone out. I managed to send the drone out over there. So I didn't think I was getting it back, but apparently fly out to the wind and you can always come back because you have the wind behind you. So that's what I had in my head. I managed to get a photograph out there with the drone, so I'm happy with that. So if all the other photographs are rubbish, I don't care. Got my drone picture of the lighthouse and I got my drone back. We're going to head back for a coffee and then some breakfast. I have no idea. We're going somewhere after?
Yeah, we're going to go, I don't know, let's have breakfast first.
Yeah, we're going to have breakfast and see what else we can think of after. Right, let's have a look.
landscape photography isn't necessarily about getting a great image.
No,
of
it's
every
not,
single
because
time.
if it would be boring, if every time you went out you hit a hole in one, you wouldn't play golf, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
No, that's a good point. Nice analogy.
It's
I know you
very
guys
good.
got a hole in one last night, but you know that's it's a different game altogether, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was a par 5. It wasn't easy. Right.
Okay.
Was
Was that me that brought the tone down there?
Well,
It
for
was,
a change.
It's
Yeah.
going nicely.
How did you found the couple of days have been? You got any good pictures, Chris? Any challenges?
I usually when I go out, I usually get a shot I'm reasonably happy with, and I think that the case will be today. I'll get something that I think is okay, and that's great. But it's been more about the crack, I think. for me.
Yeah. It's been difficult to film because we've just been prattling around, having a laugh, and just enjoying being out with the camera and out with a bunch of mates.
Yeah.
Maybe not him, but just out with a mate.
Yeah, I mean, it's
and just enjoying it, wasn't it? Really.
all we wanted to do for the entire 24 hours is, well, it was 12 hours, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is chat
Yeah.
and catch up.
Catch up. Yeah.
And the photography was challenging this morning. It was good.
It
It was
But it's good. I think it's been really, really good because both days have presented a challenge. Yesterday I struggled with the monument,
Denmark Tower, yeah.
the tower. Yeah, I struggled getting a composition there. I thought it was a very easy place to photograph, just a point and shoot. But I was struggling to find something that I found was a bit creative. This morning I found it difficult because as soon as the light came about, I literally couldn't find anything that just worked for the location. So. Yeah, it was putting yourself in a different sort of mindset. I enjoyed it though. I did enjoy it. I don't think I got the photographs. Perhaps I should have done. Maybe the drone will save me. I don't know. But yeah, it's been really good. As you say, it's been about the crack and as opposed to the photography. So less pressure, I think I felt today and yesterday. Just enjoying myself, really having a laugh.
Because photography can be fun.
It always is. It has to be. I won't do it
fun.
else. Yeah, I won't do it else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the subscribe button and give it a like. Also subscribe to Julian's channel. I'm sure you already have, and obviously Chris Sale as well. And look forward to seeing you on the next trip. Thanks so much for watching.
Bye.
See you again.
Bye.